Hello everyone, welcome back to the Influencer card review. So in today's video I've got 4 cards to talk about and they are pretty exciting. Won't waste more time, so let's get started. And the first of these cards is going to be Alice. You may recognise this card from Force of Will. It is the same character. So let's talk about it. The counter effect, so firstly it's a level 1. 4-3-0. So 0 strike is a bit of an oof. This is basically only usable in the defensive zone, really. It's okay. 4 attack is not bad, but yeah, your best uses for this will probably be in the defensive zone. You'll see why. So its counter is you untap 1 energy, which is quite nice because you're only going to be untapping 2 on most turns. So if you're tapped out, this is going to let you get all your energy back on the next turn, which is quite nice. But its main use is from hand. When your opponent's unit or ruler attacks your center lane or attacking your ruler, you can pay 1 energy and counter to call this card from your hand to the defensive zone. And that can be really good because this can block up to 2 attacks, depending on how your opponent attacks. If they're not sort of cognizant of this card and they don't play around it, then they might find themselves in a bit of an unoptimal situation. So I think this card is very strong for that reason. At worst, it's sort of a negate attack. It's like this at the current power level of the game, this is as close to a hand trap as we've got. But I think it's really good, and I think you're going to see this card seeing play. I would wager. Okay, next we have got, if it's going to load, we have got this card. I remember this artwork when it got revealed being very popular for good reasons, you can see, and this is a very powerful card. So this is a level 1, 5/1/1, and its on drive will destroy an enemy field. Now, how good that is entirely format dependent. So I foresee this being a very good sideboard card, assuming we get sideboards, and I would imagine we are going to. It also has an ability called Obstacle, though, and that is going to be whenever it takes damage, it will do that damage back to the thing that attacked it and dealt that damage. So depending on how this works, if you can, for example, deal 8 damage to a creature with only 1 health, then this could be really, really good. If it can only deal 1, then it's a bit naff. But if nothing else, this has potential as a sideboard card for its in driver rulers for the ability to remove field cards. Next, we have this thing, and apologies for the lack of names. My Japanese is not good enough to do that. So this is a level 2 3/3/1, so a pretty hefty cost for some pretty meh stats. You'll find some level 0s with stats better than this, but there's a good reason for it. Now, what he does is on drive, if you have another unit with the top attribute, which it's translating as mysterious, I'm not sure how accurate that translation is, but whatever that top attribute is, you drive this unit, you activate the on drive, you perform an additional drive, and if it's a level 1 or lower mysterious unit, then you can play it. Otherwise, it goes to the bottom of the deck. So potentially very powerful, potentially giving you a 3rd drive, which could be really, really good. Now, is that worth it for the deck building cost? It's going to entirely depend on how many level 1 or lower mysterious cards you're running. If you're running like 3, then no, this is definitely not worth it. You're better off spending your level cap elsewhere. Yeah. If you're running a lot, however, then this could be a potentially fantastic card, letting you swarm the field sort of randomly out of nowhere. So an interesting card, and I think one we will have to examine further in time. The final card for today is this is the Journalist here, and now this unit has TD and OD, so this is going to be usable in all the rulers that we have available at the moment, and this is quite a good effect. So as touchdown or on drive, you can look at the top 2 cards of your deck, and you can set up to 1 event from them on your field. So presumably this will only let you set events that can be set, because there are some that have the open card timing, so it's the second they enter your hand or they're revealed. they get played. A little unsure on that, waiting for more clarification as more information comes in. But yeah, this is, I think, a really good effect. For a 2-2-1 for 1, you're not really overpaying much for the stats, and I would say as a from a driving ruler perspective, I would be happy to pay 4 levels to run a playset of this card, because really it only needs to hit like once to be worth it. It's essentially giving you a 3rd card for the game. That's like 50% more than you would normally get. So, and you know, if your deck is, you know, 30-40% events, then it's going to hit reasonably often. Obviously, if it's 50-50, then it's going to be hitting a majority of the time, so that's good. Even if it's 30-40%, I think it's hitting just about a majority of the time, but I probably wouldn't want to go lower than that. But yeah, interesting cards all around, and I think they're all going to see play to some extent, besides perhaps this card for now, though the future remains uncertain. I'm sure there could be a very interesting deck if we get this card at higher levels as well. You could see some interesting stuff forming. But yeah, that's it for this review. Please subscribe and hit the bell, as I'll be making one of these every single day for the next few weeks, and I look forward to seeing you then. Thanks again for watching. Cheers.